What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Pendergast podcast on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. And ladies and gentlemen, it's such an honor to sit down with these two legends on the screen right now. We got Aliki from Venom Undersuits and my man Antlee. But before we get into this podcast, it is sponsored by Next Level Financial. Take control of your financial future. Get your complimentary financial analysis today by Seth Starnes. And I always say this to everybody I meet. Don't buy an off-the-rack suit because for 90% of us, it's not going to fit you correctly. When you have a suit that does not fit you correctly, or gloves, or boots, by that matter, much less an undersuit, right? It causes all kinds of issues. My advice is bisontrack.com. Get your full custom suit started. It's easy. It's simple. They'll walk you through the whole process. And listen, it's 2025. You love yourself. Treat yourself, not an off-the-rack suit. Get you a custom suit. If you have an off-the-rack suit, make a purse or a backpack out of it and give it to your wife or your girlfriend or send it to Aliki or Antlee or somebody, right? So, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute honor to sit down with Mama Venom and Antlee. What is up?
Hi.
Hello.
I just gotta say that the custom suit thing it took me 20 years to get a custom suit, and I finally got one. And I shed seconds off my lap time because I'm definitely not a regular fit person. And we actually work with the guys at Bison. We love the guys at Bison. And we have so much fun trading artwork. So they'll share artwork with me from the leathers that they do, and then we'll create the base layer to match. I just love the Bison guys. Hi, Robert. Hi, Kasha.
Yeah, they're absolutely. Actually, I did a podcast with him and Michael from AGV Sports Group yesterday on the whole, black market leather scene that's been going on. So it was very interesting and eye-opening. If you guys did not catch that, you can go back and watch it. I actually just posted it up. It just went through. I need to put it out there on Spotify and all that, but you can go to YouTube and check it out. But listen, we got a lot to talk about. Super excited to sit down with you two again. We have a lot to talk about. We heard a little bit of Venom's story on how she got into the whole scene with the motorcycles when I had her and Kat on at the same time. But they don't know your story, Antlee. So give everybody a brief history of how it all started for you with the little P50W underneath a Christmas tree, or the Easter Bunny brought it to you. I don't know how it started, but inform everybody on how your journey began.
Really young, had a little mini bike, with the lawnmower engine. You pull start it and so had one of those. Actually, even when I was a kid, we had electric toys. So I even had a plastic wheel, two-wheel motorcycle thing that I lived on a gravel road and I killed that thing. So plastic wheels and gravel didn't get along. Graduated from that to what was a Suzuki QR50, if I remember correctly. And it was actually a street bike that I put knobbies on. It was a little 50cc street bike, and I rode that. Exceeded what it could do pretty much because it was a street bike being treated like a motocross bike. Got a KX80 when I was like 12, and being a small guy, that was pretty much a giant bike for me. So I was able to stay on that pretty much all the way up till I was getting on a bigger street bike. Wadded that up when I was 18 and was terrified of bikes for a long, long time. Dabbled with them here and there, but I was terrified. So fast forward to 2015, I bought an R3. 4 years into having that, I rode it off the road in a canyon, got a new bike, had it for 4 months, went to Thunder Hill West, did a track day, decided this is where I want to be, went and did a second track day, crashed the bike, then decided, okay, now I'm going to race. And it became a race bike, and I did 5 track days. My 5th track day was my new racer school and my first race. So now we are 4 years in, and if you see behind me, there's some number ones up there. So you can move fast through the sport. So, that's kind of a quick, easy way to say I've been around bikes, but also was terrified and overcame that fear. So don't let fear get in the way of your dreams.
Listen, I say it all the time. I tell the story. I was scared to climb on my roof. Shit, I was 5 feet up off the tree, much less a freaking ladder, right? What's the best way you could do to come over your fair heights? Jump out of a plane, right? So
Holy crap.
that's what I did. You got to listen. You got to be uncomfortable in an uncomfortable situation in order for you to have self improvement and growth, right? To have that self confidence, like, dude, I do that. I can do anything now, right? That barrier you knock down. I talk about how mental our game is in racing life too, right? But if you overcome those hurdles and barriers of the mental side of everything, man, it opens up your mind and you can just be hair, by the way. I noticed you got it done today at the makeup and hair artist, Antlee.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got all dialed in today. Eyeliner. Did my eyeliner come out good?
It looks great. I love it, man. I love it. But yeah, that the whole mental side, once you tackle one, it's like it opens up this whole encyclopedia almost inside your head. You're like, oh, I can do this now. I was afraid of doing this. Guess what? I'm gonna do that. So I'm a firm believer. We only live once. Our lifespan is really this long. When we're little, we think it's this big. You're 12. You're like, oh, 40. I got it forever. We ain't got forever. So love yourself, treat yourself, and be uncomfortable in uncomfortable situations and progress and move, right? And that also applies, obviously, with you, Antlee, being scared of motorcycles and getting back on them. And now look at all the number one plates you got in the background, right? So if you never took that leap of faith and tackled that barrier, we wouldn't be sitting down right here having this conversation. You and Aliki over here would have never met. And so, but here we are. So congratulations, my man.
So I just want to add one thing that I didn't mention in that whole journey to become brave again. I did get a new wife, so to speak. And she actually, I don't know how to say it, but like her being in my life gave me the confidence to go ahead and do those things because I didn't have that kind of support before. And now it's just crazy. And I've got two that support me because I got Mama Venom and I've got my wife, Kelly Mills, and they both helped me tremendously. So
I love it. And you got me, right? So there you go. You're building the arsenal up, man. I love it. It's
getting surrounded
with love, right? Listen, it's in Aliki and Antlee. I tell this, I explain this to people. I'm like, look, when you have a rider that's in a situation where some people on the team don't really believe in them, whether it's your wife and kid at home, right? Well, whatever team it is that surrounds you, you have that one that don't have that confidence in you at all times. Man, it's such a mental game, right? But when you have a group of people or just one or two people that really believe in you, and man, it elevates you to new heights, right? So it's very important to have people in your corner at all times. So congratulations, Antlee.
Thank you. That's kind of what I think the concept of Racer 411 is racers helping racers. We all have a dream or a desire. And sometimes you get lost in the mud out there. So you need some guidance. And that's kind of what we try to do.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, speaking of, go ahead, Aliki.
That the successes that Antlee and I had this year had everything to do with running the mentorship program called Racer 411, but B, within that, having that support structure and like not having to deal with ego or anything like that. I could be a complete mess and be like, and he's like, I got you. And then we just, the next race weekend, the role might change. So I just wanted to mention that.
No, listen, it's beautiful. So speaking of Racer 411 program, tell us all about it.
Oh, damn it.
It's all yours, Aliki.
All right. I'll try not to ramble, but a couple of years ago, there is a newer racing organization called CRA. It's California Road Racing Association. Started up a few years back. Antlee decided he was going to volunteer to be tech, and I was a sponsor, and we were already friends. And at one point in time, I think year number 2, we went over to Gigi, one of the owners of CRA, and said, hey, what would you think about us running some form of mentorship program for CRA? I don't even know what our motivations were other than it was just cool and we wanted to do it and we wanted to help. And Gigi immediately was like, yes, go for it. I love you guys. And that right there, going back to what we were talking about before, was the support. The fact that she was just like a whole lot of yes and no red tape, go for it. And then she contacted Irina from Lido Factory, who is their graphic designer, and she designed us a logo. They came up with a name. I think we came up with a name within about 5 hours. We're like, Racer 411 sounds good to me. And she came a couple of days later with a whole new logo. And then about 2 weeks later, for the first round, we had a canopy tent with the logo and the back walls and the whole 9 yards from Lido Factory. So that's kind of how it happened. And what it is essentially is we call it a mentorship program, but it's actually a program just to better the paddock. So it's for anybody. You could be an expert racer. We have pit spaces for anybody who may be traveling from far that didn't want to bring their canopy tents as an expert. But I'd say that predominantly we had brand new racers pitting with us, and we just fostered a really positive environment that was kind of a lower stress situation. Antlee being tech made life a lot easier. So there were times on Friday nights that some people had done like NRS and they decided, I'm going to stay for the race weekend. We all convinced them to stay. And then like late Friday night, we're, changing out their K&N filters for OEM oil filters and things like that. And it just kind of rolled from there. So it started off as, here's some pit space, just hang out. And if you have any questions, we're here to help. And over the last few years, it's grown. We now sponsor 300 Super Sport, expert and amateur. Yay! With our sponsors. So Gigi said, hey, why don't we can collect all our sponsors together and then use them to be able to sponsor people. And we really wanted to focus on the new guys that were coming in. So we sponsored 300. We have a few programs coming up. We are raising a little bit of money. Basically, the concept is anything that's great for the paddock, we're going to do it. So at some point in time, we were getting cash payouts for the classes that we were racing. And Antlee and I decided that we were just going to donate the cash payouts back to the paddock. And one example I know was one of the racers that we knew who was struggling, just like, everybody struggles, but she was struggling and she lost her warmers. So we ended up buying her a pair of, some tire warmers with our sponsors. And so that's where we're at now. And then I'm blabbing a lot. Antlee, do you want to talk about what we're doing for 2025?
Oh, I see what you did there, you turkey.
I like it how she just flowed into that and then put you in the spotlight, right? And then I noticed you got a Forma hat on.
Oh yeah, they're gonna change.
I've seen that change, right? So listen, real quick, before you get started, I just before Bison come out with their brand new boots that they have out for offer right now that they just released yesterday. No, dude, you're good because I bought me a pair of Formula Flows before the Bison boots come out. And, like all of us, I've been through a shit ton of boots. Let's just be honest, right? You have, Aliki, and I know you have, right? And hands down, right out the box, by far, to this day, right now, as I'm speaking, because I have not tried the Bison ones yet, they're by far my favorite, 110%. So I just had to throw that out there. I like the hat. I didn't get a hat. Forma, where's my hat at?
Forma. I've been with Forma now since I started racing. So this will be my fourth season. I've been fortunate that they keep coming back and supporting me. Dog, I'm sorry.
Dude, you're good. I got one. Trust me. That's why I kicked my puppy out. I get it. It's all good.
They came back and are sponsoring us again for 2025. I think I have 5 pairs of their boots and none of them are worn out. So, they're not worn out. I just have different boots for different things. Right. And they're all super comfortable as soon as I take them out of the box. The older version was very squeaky and the new version's not. So they, some people like the squeak, some don't. So pick one, but they've been really good to me and I love their boots. So.
Yeah, I haven't had an opportunity to ride in mine or break in my new bison suit. You know, I wear it around the house, and you should see the look my wife gives me. She's like, "Well,
I used to run up and down the block, get a new suit, put your tennis shoes on, and go for a jog.
yeah,
Ride
it's
your bicycle, break it in.
yeah." I haven't had a chance. I'm getting ready to have surgery on my left wrist March 18th. So once that gets taken care of, I'll be able to do everything I want to do. So yeah. So listen, your guys' program is amazing. You know, we need more programs like that in our paddock because everybody struggles in our sport. It is so ridiculous expensive, no matter what you buy. Right? Let's just be honest. It's the same thing. You guys remind me of. So I have a buddies out there in the UK that as BSB Barmy Army. I had Shane on the podcast, and that's what he does. He goes to the paddock and gets like a signed visor, or, old knee sliders or boots or whatever from the riders, and he auctions them off and gets the proceeds. And guess what? If a racer out there needs a new pair of boots, boom, here you go. Well, but what size you want? Boom, we got you. We need that. That's giving back to our sport and helping it grow, right? And absolutely love what you guys are doing. I love it. So was it both of y'all's idea to come up with this, or?
I'm going to give Antlee the credit on this one, I think.
We collaborate on like our writing. Like if we didn't spend the time we do actually talking on the phone, that I don't think we would have won and done what we did last year. So that's a big part. Like just the support between the two is huge. But we were going to talk about a little bit of 2025 with the program. We are bringing parts that we're going to be selling at just regular retail price. Not trying to gouge anybody, not doing a convenience fee. And then those proceeds are going to go back to replace the parts that we purchased. And then we're going to put the money back into Racer 411 to either add more prizes for the podium or to get other products and ways to help riders. Like, maybe somebody needs stands and we'll, try to hook them up with some stands or something. But, like Aliki said, given as long as we can keep getting on the podium, we'll keep getting some checks. So we'll be able to keep self-funding the program by winning. But if people could help from the paddock that have the means to, I'm not like if you're up and comer and you're just starting out, we are your resource. We can help you prep the bike. I mean, I'm like Leaky said, I do tech and I can walk you through what you need to do to have your bike ready. So when you get there, that headache's gone. We also have lists and all kinds of stuff for people to use as a resource to help them be better prepared. And then there's just so much nonsense that people hear from either going from the street to the track day and then from the track day to racing. There's so much nonsense. And so I would suggest to anybody that's looking to get into track days, don't talk to your buddies. Go to the website of a track day provider and read what their rules are. And then you'll know what your bike needs to have when you show up, instead of being told, oh, I've got to have safety wire or you have to have brand new tires. No, your tires need to be safe. I mean, let's just say that you can't have leaking fork seals. Come on, if you have a safe operational bike, you're good to go. You can also check the gear requirements. You'll know what you're getting into without the BS of somebody selling you a bunch of nonsense. So
No,
that's the other part of the
I
mission.
agree. It's I think when I remember my first track day when I showed up, I was fortunate enough that I was at MMI at the time. So I was in Phoenix around a bunch of people that were in the motorcycle industry, and a lot of them did track days as far as the instructors go, right? So as soon as I said, hey, I want to go get my race license, which I've been showing it off because I'm so proud. I can't find none of my others, but this is my original 1999 CCS race license that I got at Phoenix International.
Nice.
Yeah,
Phoenix, right? Yes, dude, let's go, right?
Nice. I didn't know that.
That's awesome.
I think for the majority of the people out there, it's so nerve-wracking not knowing what you need, how the bike needs to be done. Let's just face it, all those street riders, they have no idea what safety wire is. They have no idea what anything, even safety wire on the bike, what the requirements are. Even though you read it in a book, it's still not the same as somebody, that knows what to do and showing you how to do it or helping you along the way. Thank God for YouTube though, because there are some YouTube videos out there that will show you. But before then, I think that's something that's also missing that will help everybody out is, all our local dealerships post up track day events that are coming up, who to contact and get in touch with, and have people like you guys in the Racer 411 program, which I wrote down because, from here on out, it's 411 all the time on shout outs on the podcast. It's important because it makes all the new people that's coming into our sport feel at ease, right? And knowing that they have that backing for somebody there to help them, show them along the way. It's very important. And it's a great way to grow. So congratulations, guys. This is awesome. I love it.
We're working on, it takes a lot of, we're on the phone every single day for about 2 hours at minimum, almost every day. Because we're talking bikes, so obviously we're gonna call each other. Antlee will go to the gym, and I'm like, "Damn you! I need to go to the gym now too." And then we'll just for like 2 hours at the gym. But it does take a lot of dedication and time not at the racetrack to get things going and to be able to do programs like this. We are partnering with another program called Go Moto Racing, which I would love Chris to put you in touch with Stephen Ludwig about that. And so there's a lot of, I'm going to call them mentorship programs to bring more track riders into racing that are happening right now, and it's super exciting. And instead of being competitive with each other, why not everybody work together? So we're working on a few projects, and you guys are going to see those names around, and hopefully there could be some programs that become national, because it's just so important. And the biggest, you've probably talked about this a million times on podcasts, but getting more people into racing because the sport's dying, right? 100%. So Antlee at Tippin Racing, he goes to the streets, picks up people,
drags their ass to the track,
gets them to the racetrack, supports them through that whole journey, and then also the people who are at the racetrack sort of supports them into the journey of getting into racing. And then that's where sort of Racer 411 is now the offshoot of Tippin Racing, and that's where we are at the races. So it needs to be something that just goes from all levels, like even getting people into street riding, but then getting them to the track and then getting them to races and letting them understand that it's really not as difficult as they think it is. You need to be passionate about it for sure, but there's the support that's there. So
110%. You said Go Moto Racing?
Go Moto Racing.
Yeah, all right. I wrote that down. Are they on Facebook?
I'm allowed to say that, but I did. I do believe they've been talked about in podcasts before. So
I don't know what all they have yet.
All right.
I don't know what if they have. I don't know if they've got socials or anything.
Exciting! Shut my mouth on that one.
Well, listen, you guys got my phone number. Whoever does Go Moto Racing, give my number, have them text me, and I'd love to get them or her on the pod or both. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm with you. Our sport's dying. We need outside sponsorships. We need new people in the sport. We need a cheaper way for people to get into it. I think a lot of misconception is everybody thinks, and me and Antlee had this conversation, we need the biggest, baddest, greatest bike with the bling bling and all that. Absolutely you don't.
No way. You might need some of these on there, but
you want to hear something cool?
Yes, I do.
Totally hijacking this. We are some broke ass mofos. That's why we have a lot of time on our hands to do this. And
she's gonna do it. Okay.
I'm doing it. Antlee got overall top 8 in the CRA championship on a stock motor R3, just making it work. And I got top overall 7. Thank you to
on a seeing on a stock Ninja.
I have a Ninja 400 stock motor, like old clapped out Gixxer rear shock. it can be done. It can be done. You just need to be like really passionate about it and be resourceful, or talk to us because we can help you out with that too. And so as an example, Tip in Racing, Antlee's business, has a membership. So you can join this membership. It's $120, I think, right? 120. Hasn't gone up yet. This is the most ridiculous thing. You just hear me out. $120 will get you like 30 to 40% off of all of Antlee's sponsors. So all of the sponsors for Tip in Racing. So instead of having to go out and try to find sponsors to save money so you can build your bike, especially for someone who's like looking to get into track riding and converting their street bike to track, or converting their track bike to racing, if you're saving 40% off a set of Vortex rear sets, you've paid for your membership, period. Oh, and by the way, 40% off Venom Sport too while you're at it. So that's another $60. And it's an amazing program. I'm going to big up Antlee on this one because that's how I first met him. He was like, how do I do this? Like, I want to help the sport. And really is, every day that I talk to him, it's all about how can we help the sport. It's not, how do I make a whole bunch of money off this? Antlee has his own setup in life. He just wants to be able to help the sport and then get out racing. And it's somehow we've made that happen. And it's a fantastic program. So yes, you can do things cheaply. You can take advantage of programs like Tip in Racing has. But not only does he have like discounts on products for bikes, he's got training programs and a bunch of other stuff. Am I missing anything here, Antlee? I mean, those are the two that stand out to me the most.
I do have one question. The membership program, is that $125 for a year?
Yeah, it's an annual.
Yeah. I'm just asking because I'm writing it down, because along with the Racer 411 program, of course, I added, Tip in, and then
with
the
that,
program and the whole membership.
There's an online course called Survival Basics that I wrote to basically get a newer person, at least to help them maybe be a little bit safer on the road through doing some online stuff. That online can also be transitioned if they're a membership person and they're somewhere in my area. We can do one-on-one. I also am available for track day coaching and street level coaching. If you just want to be a little more safer on the street, I can help you with that too. But back to the getting people from the street to the track, from the track to racing. Big misconception is I need to have a bunch of experience on my street bike before I go to the track. That's a fallacy. That's not true. My wife is an example. We bought her a Ninja 400. She learned how to ride it around the block. She could shift the gears, turn left, turn right. The next weekend we were at Thunderhill West, and that's where my wife learned how to ride. It's the safest place to put somebody to learn how to ride. Erase the term racetrack from your head and just think closed circuit. Nobody else is out there in a car or a truck. There's no cross traffic, no stop signs, no curbing that can hurt you, no trees, no fences. I mean, it's the safest place to take yourself and learn how to ride your bike. They've got coaches. There's no, the only thing you can be is too afraid and spinning your head around. If you just ride, you're going to go out there and learn so much more on one track day than a year of street riding. So take advantage of the track days. They are there for learning. They're not necessarily there for going fast. Some guys, yes, you're going to go fast, but it's a learning tool and you should take advantage of it. Even in bad weather, that's a closed circuit, a safe place to go learn how to ride in the rain before you go experience it. So that's
100%. No, it's great. I think, people, when they show up, all the nerves, because you automatically know there's going to be people out there that are just way faster than you, even in the beginner group, right? Because there's beginners that's been there 6 or 7 times and they want to, they're really passionate, hone their skills until they move up to the next class, and all that good stuff. So to have, people there again around you for that support system to help keep your mind at ease when you're a newbie. I remember when I did my first my rider school out there in Phoenix, there's a guy that's never been on a bike before. By the end of that season, he was freaking winning club races. I wasn't winning club. He was winning club races, right? It's very important again to have those people in your corner and to have the right safety gear and the knowledge, and not to steer you in the wrong direction, which happens quite often. So yeah, absolutely. I want to get a couple of these comments. We got Fast Lane J. What's up, guys? Jared, number 925. You guys know Jared?
Hello.
I love it. Stuart. What's up, Aliki?
He's joined us.
Yes,
right,
yes.
Jared? Yeah.
Thank you, Jared, for tuning in, man. Nothing but love, man, and support. I appreciate it. And then we got my good buddy Stuart, man. He's an absolute legend. Aliki team.
Oh, yeah,
I tell him that, right? He's like, no, now you got some actual legends on your podcast.
Where?
I love it. I'm looking at him right here. I'm looking at him, right? I get it too. I'm a humble guy. When people say that to me, I look around. I'm like, me? Nah, it's you. You're the legend, not me. So yeah, absolutely.
That's. Thank you for that.
Jeff.
And then
Jeff Rose.
Yeah, these are some of the best people in the paddock.
Jeff, dude, you've got hair in this picture, Jeff. I love it. Jeff always says I have the best hair in the paddock, so I'll give it to you, Jeff. Here you go.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. It's awesome.
Oh, Jeff, you're awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, Jeff is awesome. He's I think all of us have the same kind of mentality.
I love it.
He's really helping. He's working really hard with AFM and trying to help more new riders get into the AFM racing paddock. And we love chit-chatting with Jeff Rose about various ideas that could happen to make that happen. So thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff. You're
the
man, bro. Absolutely.
And also, that we're mentioning Jeff, will also I'll give a shout out for Augie Weber and Fun Track Days and crew. Thank you guys. I love you, and I'll see you very soon at Sonoma.
I love it. And
so come on out and ride with me. If you guys want to ride with anybody, come to Sonoma and ride with me for Fun Track Days opener.
Let's go, people. You heard that.
Antlee knows how to represent his sponsors.
I love it, man. I love it. I love the commitment, man, and the energy. It's as you guys know, I'm a big energy guy, and it makes a world of a difference when you're, like Aliki said, you're super passionate about the sport. You can't fake that. I can't fake this. Antlee can't fake that. Mama Venom can't fake what she's doing, right? It's
just
pure.
Be authentic.
So
be who you are.
Be and love yourself. And go get you a custom suit. Another plug for Bison, right? What are you guys doing?
Hey, I'm a firm believer in a custom suit too. So
110%. And we
I'm
got
a tiny
another
guy.
legend. Right. We got Lucy Blondell in the house. She says, "My woman crush. I love you, Aliki." What?
Wow. Hey,
what about
easy.
me and Antlee, Lucy? I mean, what? No, I'm just playing.
Come on.
Mine. She's mine.
Super soft.
I love it. And then Fast Lane J says, definitely buying the membership. There you go. Oh.
Hey, sweet.
You know what's really cool? If you buy, so Tippin Racing is
.com, right? TippinRacing.com.
TippinRacing.com.
Tippin Racing is going to be helping with getting the parts so that Racer 411 can sell the parts.
Yeah.
And my brain just decided to just go and remember what I was getting. Oh yeah. It would be really what's cool is if you're a part of the CRA paddock, or it doesn't really matter if you are or not. If you want to
say hi, Mama?
Hi, Mama.
Look, it's the first time my mom made an appearance on a live podcast. First time ever. Say hi to everybody.
Hello. Welcome in.
Thank you, Mom. Give me a kiss. I love you.
There you go.
I don't know. I just have to see how he feels.
All right, because he should come stay with us.
All right. If he's still sick, I'll just bring him over in the morning.
Okay.
All right.
All
I love you.
We want to do the dogs together.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, just let them
Shut
be.
the door.
Yeah, shut the door. Fiona might follow you out. She might not.
Moms are the best. I got my
Moms are
mommy
the best.
right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
Makes
She
us
actually,
who we are.
uh,
Yeah.
I went last night. She made some homemade tzatziki and grilled chicken and naan bread. And I forgot
Oh my God.
the tzatziki. So she called me last night. She's like, "You forgot your steak, your chicken, and your tzatziki, but I'll just bring it over there to you tomorrow." I'm like, "Okay, if I'm in a podcast, come on in, make an appearance." Hey, nobody. I get asked questions like I talk about my parents all the time, but nobody sees. They see my dad at the track, but nobody's ever seen my mom. So there you go.
There
That's
we
awesome.
go.
Hi, Mom.
Love it.
She's a legend now.
She is a
She
legend
will forever be on the internet.
forever.
Forever and ever and ever.
I love it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Totally okay. I was just mentioning that at Racer 411 when we're selling parts, it'll be generic parts to get you back on track. So like, stuff that is a common fail at tech, we'll have parts there to help with that, like OEM filters and that sort of thing. And also,
Mesh for radiator guard.
all the things that might, need replacing if you go for a slide, as long, mostly generic, obviously. But if you have any specific bike specific stuff, like something for an R6, you can always email us and we can have that part ready for you or ship it too. And what we're really hoping for is people to just start saying, hey, if I'm going to be buying my oil, and I normally go to some place that I normally go to, that maybe I can just go to the racetrack and just buy all the things that I need for the year. Like, here, I just need my oil. I mean, this, my that, and whatever, because that money is going back to the paddock in so many different ways. So we're really excited about this, and we really, really hope it works out. It's the first year of us doing that, and I'm 100% certain it's just gonna create such a good vibe. Even just walking by the Racer 411 canopy and seeing that there's something there to help the paddock puts a positive thought in your mind if you're having a bad day, and that's where it just starts. And then all the other little positive things that can happen. We really want to follow up with racers who had a mishap that weekend and see how they're doing. We have get well cards. We've got just so many things in the works that we want to do. And our season starts in like 3 weeks, so I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
I love
You
it.
and me both. I got 3 bikes to work on, so I have a lot of work to do between now and then. So I got your bike, I got my bike, I got Pinky. Yeah, I've got
Me first.
Huh?
You already know. Mama said me first. You already know the deal.
Yours
already know.
is first.
Yours
is first.
One of the things to winning a championship is not having a bike that doesn't work. And so thank you,
Don't wait until the last minute. I mean,
making sure
everything I'm doing is planned to the bikes. We just had to kind of wait for some parts to show up.
It's all planned chaos when it comes to this game. Is exactly what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So listen, I want to help you guys as much as I can in your journey to succeed, whatever levels you have envisioned for you two for this Racer 411 program. I want to help you guys out. I want to be part of that journey. I want to help you guys grow. So you think about it, what else I can do besides getting you guys on here, talking on the podcast all the time. Think of some things I can do outside the podcast for you guys too as well. Because you guys know I go to a lot of Moto America races and I love to do this, obviously, right? So we had talked about me getting some shirts from Venom made, and I want my logo. Obviously, you got to put the Racer 411 logo on there too as well, so people can ask me as I'm walking around, and I can spill it and talk all about it to help you guys grow too as well. So it would be an absolute honor. For sure.
Yeah, this year the CRA was was it us or was it CRA? I'm not sure. But anyway, the CRA gave us each a 10 by 10 canopy to take to all of our events. So I do pretty much all of the fun track days events. So Racer 411 will be in that paddock, which we're a resource, just to clarify things, whether you're in the AFM paddock or you're in the CRA paddock, Racer 411 is for racers. That has pretty much been the mandate given to Aliki and I by our higher power, that she agrees what we're doing is good for the sport, and that's what's important. So we're bringing this. I'm willing to expand the program wherever we're going to be allowed, and just know that we're there to be helpful and positive for the sport, not anything detrimental or negative towards anyone. Like I plan on taking Tip-In Racing and Racer 411 along with Venom to new track day providers that I haven't been to before this season. So that's going to also help hopefully generate some excitement. And maybe if we can get 3 riders out of a paddock to come race, I'd call that a win, so.
Absolutely. And was saying everything you guys are going to provide at the track, the oil, the spark plugs, the shift gear livers, all that good stuff, right? I say this all the time. Don't go to your first race event or your track day with one undersuit. You got to have multiple undersuits, right? So it flowing into the whole undersuit thing with Venom, right? Is that something you're also going to provide there at the track too? Is some undersuits in case somebody only brings one and they walk up to you and you're like, what do you do? We've all been there. Don't lie, right? I got it, one undersuit, and then you walk around. Everybody's like.
So just a plug real quick. So when you purchase your CRA race license, you will be handed a 2025 version of a Venom Sport custom base layer for CRA. It's kind of like the yearbook. It's a different shirt every year, a new design. So you'll start off with a badass base layer right from the get-go. The first round that'll be handed to you with your swag bag, as long as shipping and everything goes correctly. But that's the start, and then you get your top. You walk over to Racer 411, and there's Miss Aliki with Venom Sport, and she's got the pants for you. So
that's how
you go there and you complete the look. So this is, so you get the best in the business, and then you go get the bottoms, and you just call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want extras, of course. And if you're at a fun track days or at an event where Tip-In Racing is, I also carry Venom stock on hand. So you can get the same pricing structure from Tip-In Racing as you would from Mama Venom.
Mama. And then wherever I go, I have my little, retired ambulance that's pretty much a shop all the time. So
we have Ambutron.
Yeah, so I have.
You gotta tell it now. You gotta tell it.
Our daily. Okay, so stories of 2 broke mofo's who won some championships. Right, here we go. You can buy ambulances from the racetrack for pretty cheap. So a number of years ago, I found out that there was a new law in California that you can't run an ambulance over 250,000 miles. It needs to be sold off. So Thunder Hill Racetrack said, well, let's get rid of a bunch of ambulances. And so the 2 of us ended up with matchy ambulances that we drive around that have been converted to RVs through the DMV and are now our daily drivers because 2 broke mofos cannot afford another car. But you can put a motorcycle in it and you can go to the beach and it's cool. So so we both have traveling offices, traveling stores, and just drive around ambulances all day trying to find parking spots that we can put them in. So if you want to be broke like us, if you want to be like us and you're broke, that's one way to look at things.
Awesome. You want to be broke like us? Buy an ambulance.
Everybody wants to be broke like us.
If you want to be broke like us, get into racing. I'm just saying. One of the first questions I ask people when they come that they're going to start going to the racetrack, I said, okay, if you love it, how good's your credit score? Because we're going to mess that up. Say goodbye to your 750. It's gone.
Yeah, we've been there. I've been there. Yeah, absolutely. I know all about it. It's
But that's also why I'm a big advocate for the little bike. Cool story. The front tire that is on my championship R3 is a front tire that I ran at the mid to end of 2023. So that's the same front tire through an entire season, and it's still good. I could probably still run it. I'm not going to, but I could. And I did 3 rear tires and I think 2 takeoffs. So 3 brand new rears, 2 takeoffs, and that was for an entire season of 5 races per weekend that per race round, multiple track days with multiple riders. So I ride a lot. So a little bike and being in tune with your tire pressures, like constantly monitoring your tire pressures and making sure that your suspension setup's correct, your tires can last a long, long time, which will save you money. So if you're burning through tires, either look at your motor controls, how you're operating the controls on the bike, or look at your suspension or tire pressure. See what's going on. There's a reason you're smoking tires. It could just be your, quick on the road. Cool. Enjoy spending the money.
Oh, Antlee won some races on a 2023 front in 2024 and got a championship. So that says a lot about how you can on an R3, but it says a lot how you can maintain that tire wear.
Oh, 100%. I think, and me and Antlee talked about this. I think it's hard for most people to put their ego aside and say, a 300. What are you kidding me right now? I got to have the BMW SR with the $6,000 exhaust and the EC flash and all that stuff, right? But you don't need all that stuff. Trust me. Take that money, get you 300, and invest in some coaching.
Yeah, invest in yourself. Your money will be more well spent.
110%.
And another, like, I know that the horsepower and that acceleration feel, I know that is awesome, and you cannot replace it with a little bike. But I can afford to ride my bike. Like, I know people that they have a 1000 and they can afford to do 2 track days a year because that's it. Well, I can afford to do 30 because I'm not spending money on tires where I can afford the track day because that tire is going to make it through the track. So you don't have to. Even a big guy can have a lot of fun on a little bike. Get you a Ninja 400 or the new 500 for that matter, or even the double R. The smaller bikes, you can leverage a different aspect of your riding. You're going to carry the corner speed, which can translate to your bigger bike to help you actually be a little faster through your corners instead of super bike riding. Drive it in hard on the brakes and then drive it out. So.
Fun fact, I used to race the 600 and then my CBR 600 did not work on, I think it was the first race weekend of AFM many, many years ago. And one of my kid riders on our team had a Ninja 250 and he was like, why don't you just take this out and race it? And I'm like, okay, look in your head, you're like, yeah. I mean, fun. I mean, it's a lot more fun when you're racing than other bikes of the same. Anyways, I got out there. I borrowed his Ninja. I had the best time of my life in any race I had ever done in the past. I literally bought a Ninja 300 as I pulled in because I knew someone that was selling it over there. And that was the end of it. I mean, and I shaved off instantly on a Ninja 300 at Thunder Hill. I shaved off 4 seconds off of my best, my personal best. Massive. BR.
Yeah.
Right. And oh man, being able to rail around people in A group on a little bike is so fun.
It's better than that acceleration, right? Let's just be honest. Yes. And Antlee, I love your style of changing hats on the fly, baby. I need to start doing that. Having hats just sitting here, just going real quick. I love it.
That'll be the last change.
Yeah, you can keep that one on there. Yeah.
That's why it was last. If I had more, I got to get some more hats. Some of my sponsors I don't have hats for, so they'll get mentioned. Yeah, one of the fun things being on the little bike, especially if you if you're a racer and you go down to C group, you're kind of being a bully, but it gives you a huge ego boost against those big bikes. Let me tell you what, because they disappear on the straightaway and then you catch them into turn 1. It's like, oh, hi, and then bye. And then they come back around on the next big straightaway. So, but it's a lot of fun.
I think that happened to me too when I was on the 600. The little bikes were just kicking my butt, and every time you'd see that tiny little narrow tire just gone, you're like, God damn it! Okay,
How'd they do it?
you can no longer blame this bike.
Right?
think
How is this possible?
For everybody to see those little bikes ripping around, you know? It's all to me, it's the corner speed. I love the corner speed. The acceleration is fun, but it's the corner speed that's fun. So that's where I'm at.
And I like the technical sides of the racetrack, like Button Willow. I like the first half. That's my favorite section of Button Willow. The other half is just cool. It's fast. The other side's fast, but I like that technical side where you got to use the brakes a little bit. You got to really, flick the bike side to side and stuff. That's so like Laguna Seca is a favorite of Aliki, and I love watching racing there, but riding it, it's whatever. It's not that impressive to me. I think turn 5 at Thunder Hill is way more challenging than the corkscrew. Sorry if anybody else.
Turn 5.
Turn 5 at Thunder Hill is that screws up people, so many people. So it's just from a technical side. Well, I'm saying that from being on a little bike. When you come through turn 5 and you go up the hill and you continue up the hill to the corkscrew, you're like, it feels like forever. So you need some horsepower, I think, around Laguna.
Yeah, that hill is
into 400, 130 pounds. You're good.
Yeah, right? You're good. You figure it out, right?
Let's go. 140, but it just doesn't feel the same. It just feels like I could get off and walk up the hill.
I don't know about the R3.
Eat a sandwich or something. I don't know.
Right?
It just doesn't feel the same.
Make it PB&J going up there.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we did a couple years ago. CRA ran Button Willow configure 26, I think, backwards with Phil Hill removed. And so we did the Star Mazda turn and then ran up the drag strip into Riverside. I could have taken a nap, had lunch, prepared my dinner by the time I got out of the Star Mazda into Riverside on the R3. It was just like, when is the corner? When do we turn? Like, it was just forever. I mean, it was going fast, but it was just such a long straightaway.
Fun at Willow Springs. I mean, I didn't do that configuration, but we did Willow Springs at a CRA race, and that was hella fun.
So different years.
Like, oh my God, I had so much fun.
Different years and different place in my riding for the 2 times at those long tracks. But yeah, that Willow Springs still, the straight still had curves. There's only one real good straight, and everything else still has some kink to it, right? So that to me is not the same as just going, well, I have to do something. Like, I don't know. It's just like being like, from Star Mazda into Riverside felt like I was on I-5, and just please something other than this. So I mean, it was still fun, and it was a challenge to ride that track in that configuration. It's just, little bike, long straightaway, just not quite right.
I could imagine Coda would be the same way in that long back straight, right? Coming out of 11. Going down a long back straight, but then when it gets into turn 12, that sharp left and then the right and then another right and then the left and all that good stuff.
I rode Coda with a KTM 390 at a borrow once, and I don't know. Well, there's just so many technical parts of that the straightaway is okay.
Okay.
And then you're coming up to turn 1 and you're like, how the hell am I going to take this thing? Because it's such a weird turn. So I don't know.
It is.
I thought it was great.
It is great. It's
I would
awesome.
absolutely ride that track again.
Yeah, I'm going at the end of March for the MotoGP race. I go every year, so yeah, I'm excited to go back. We got another legend in the house, Dave Thomas. He says, Aliki, great people on today.
Hello.
Yeah, Dave's awesome.
We love Dave.
Yes.
You know Dave, Antley?
Yeah.
Love Dave. He's so cool.
I don't know if he knows me.
Antley knows everyone.
Yeah, I reached out to him, Dave, when we're gonna do this podcast, bro. So I'm calling you out live on the podcast. When we're gonna make it happen. Yeah, he's a legend, man. The Mannix Grand Prix and dude, real road racing. That's everybody knows that's my favorite. South Man TT. Yep, there you go, Rhino Power. Love it.
I gotta do something.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, I should have got my the top, the Jonas Fogger top you gave me, it's up here
She's
behind
getting
my suit.
dressed.
Damn
I
right.
should have got it out and showed it off. Yeah,
Boom.
absolutely amazing. I like it. I like.
That's his signature, right? That's
Yeah,
that I gave you. Okay.
I know. I appreciate it. That's
You had mentioned it once on a podcast, and I don't know if I heard you saying that it was my signature. I'm like, I'm not that cocky.
yeah, it's one of my favorite showpieces for sure. I need to make. I got so many shirts, man. If I hung them all up, it'd be like a forest of shirts in here. So I think what I'm gonna start doing is start swapping them out in front of one another. I'm getting ready to move my suit over and hang some more hangers from the ceiling, and that way every podcast I have 2 different shirts up. Right, next podcast do 2 different, and then 2 different and 2 different and 2 different, and keep it going that way. So yeah, man. Dave says, LOL, of course I know Antlee. Good people as well. Much love, guys. Absolutely. Love it. Love it. Good stuff. Well, listen, we're 55 minutes into this podcast already.
Holy mackerel.
I told you it was going to go by like this, but no worries. We still got so much more to talk about. We'll definitely schedule part 2 as soon as I end this. And yeah, all that good stuff. It was an absolute honor to have both you guys and girls back on. Absolute legends and ambassadors of the sport. So I'm gonna let you 2 in the podcast. Dave says Aliki made sure my Venom wear fit my dad bod perfectly. LOL, love it. That's right, Dave. It's got to fit the dad bods because we're all dads and we all got dad bods. Let's go. Love it.
We definitely have dad bods. That's for
yes,
sure.
we do. Yes, we do. That's just all the love we getting from everybody, right? It's yeah.
That's right. It's all that life experience stacked on. It builds up.
Certain areas.
Certain areas. It's
one zone.
What I call it is getting younger.
Spies and leathers.
There you go. You got it. I just want to say thanks to everybody that listens and watches this podcast. If you guys and girls have not yet, please go to my Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, Facebook, blah, blah, blah. You know the deal. Hit that like, that bell, the ding, 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 the whole 9. Big shout out to everybody that watched this podcast. Appreciate it. And I love every single one of you guys and girls. Nothing but love. If any racers out there, track day junkie, beginner getting into it, hit me up. I'll get you on the podcast. And yeah, we'd love to do it. It helps our sport grow. Big shout out to Next Level Financial, bisontrack.com for all your custom leathers. Listen, people, it's 2025. Love yourself. Big shout out to Racer 411 program. I don't know if you guys heard about this program, but it's absolutely amazing. So go check them out, and also Tip In Racing. Big thanks to Chef Eats, TST Industries, the Clothing Kings.co.uk, where you guys can go and get all your Pin to Gas merch. Super Bike Supply, SFL Mini GP, Jersey and South Florida, RD Racing, my buddy Jake Marsh out there in BSB, Vet2 Track, Flying Eyes Optics, 64 Degree Racing, Ghetto Customs, Carnes Performance, KYT Helmets America, K-Tech Suspension. Big shout out to my man Birch, Kendall, and Dakari, RDR Racing, Ready to Race in North Carolina, and Coleman Power Sports here in Virginia. McLeo Escapes Track and Tour. If you ever wanted to race a MotoGP track, look no further than McLeo Escapes. Absolutely amazing what he does. Road Racing World. I need everybody to go to roadracingworld.com, sign up for the fun. Please donate to the air fence. It's imperative that we have it out there on the track. If we don't have the air fences, the ambulance, and the corner marshals, guess what? We're not doing track days. We're not going racing. So every bit helps. $1, $5, whatever it is. Thank you so much. Big shout out to STG, Drip and Wet, Venom Undersuits, V121pro.com. My buddy Mike the Spike Edwards. He's a legend, 6-time BSB champ, right? In all the series, not the full 1,000 champions, but you guys know who he is out there in the UK. He has a coaching program, so go to V121pro.com and sign up. Big shout out to BTR. It's one of my favorite race programs we have in Moto America. 110% build, train, race, roll infield, and yeah. That's all I got for today. But Mama Venom, Antlee, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can follow you, where they can get the undersuits, the proper mega undersuits, and Tip In Racing and all that good stuff.
I'd say it's to start with tipinracing.com. From there, we can move you over to the Racer 411 email and that sort of thing. And Chris, we'll send you the Racer 411 email if you can write that down. under
Yep.
the video. That'd be cool.
I will. Absolutely, I will.
Big thanks to all of the sponsors that have supported Racer 401 specifically, which is number one, Tibbin Racing, Venom Sports, Lido Factory, CRA, and along with Blood Lubricants, Rhino Power, Galfrey USA, Tech Spec Tank Grips, Motion Pro, Dave Moss Tuning, Law Tigers, NorCal and SoCal, Tyrox Snapjacks, and Mythos Racing North America. Also, a huge shout out to Jeff Franz from Future Star. One of my Venom customers has a team called Team Future Star, and he donated $500 to Racer 411 recently. So we're super thankful for that.
Thank you very much.
I love it. I love it. Antlee, is there anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, I'll just kind of run through my thank you of sponsors real quick. So we'll start off with Galfrey USA. Thank you guys for all the support, and go fast, break faster. Blood Lubricants, Jeff, you're an awesome guy. Thank you for everything. Vortex Racing, Caleb, thank you. Rhino Power, Bridget, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Anthony at Motion Pro, appreciate everything you do. Irina with Lieto Factory. Driven Racing, the team over there is very helpful. Thank you guys. Dave Moss at Dave Moss Tuning for saving my ass so many times on the track. When my bike won't turn, he's helped me get trophies. So definitely check out Dave Moss and Dave Moss Tuning. Woodcraft Technologies, thank you, Eric. Form of Boots USA, Racer 411. CRA for giving me a place to race and having the confidence and belief in me to allow me to be part of your program. Tech Spec Tank Grips, Ken Hill Coaching. Thank you for helping me get fast. Tyrox, the Snapjack guy, Fun Track Days for giving me a place to refine my skills. Rebel Rider Jim, Total Athlete Care for getting this old guy in shape to keep me on the track. And two special thank yous. My track wife, Mama Venom, Aliki, and my actual wife, Kelly Mills. Without your support from all of you, none of this would happen. And thank you all very much. And I love you all. Thank you.
I love it.
That's
Absolutely
so
amazing. It was good. It was good. Listen to us three sound like we're professionals.
Right?
Oh my God.
Trying to
Anthony won up me on that sponsor shout out. So now it's competition between the two of us again.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Next time, Antlee.
Bring it.
Listen,
what makes us get better?
Iron sharpens iron, right? Again, it's that it does, and it's very important to have that relationship, to have that love and support, and that true belief in each other, to push each other and progress further. So yeah, it's absolutely imperative. But yeah, listen, thank you so much. It was an absolute honor to sit down with you both today. Just stay on with me after I end this. We'll go ahead and schedule our part 2 and all that. We'll talk about the Venom and all that good stuff. But yeah, listen, again, just one more thing. Thanks to everybody, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. And it's an absolute honor to be able to do what I do, trying to get back to the sport, everything that's given me, and watch it and help it grow in every way I can possible. And don't forget 411.com. Aliki, send me all the affiliate links. I'll put it down when I post it on Spotify and Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. So yeah, if you missed this podcast, you can go back to my YouTube channel and rewatch it as soon as I end it here in a second. If not, it'll be on Spotify, iHeart, and all that good stuff tomorrow. So, and I'll tag both of you guys and 401 and everything in it. So yeah, listen, I hope everybody's Sunday is as proper mega as you guys are, and I really enjoyed this proper mega really good time with you two, and can't wait to do it again. So
such an honor. Thank you so much.
Honor is all mine, trust me. So yeah, y'all just sit tight for a second. Let me do I got a new outro too, that big shout out to Elizabeth Walker, business coach podcast. I was a guest on there, and she made this outro, so you guys have a listen to this.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.